Gary Vaynerchuk believes that you have to make sacrifices in order to achieve your dreams. That you don't have to worry about the losses, and that micro losses are important for your success. And that changing your mindset can be a strength in pursuing your dreams. So in today's video, I'm going to give you my take on Gary's views on how to chase your dreams. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1, sacrifice.
You're not entitled to your dream. You're not entitled. Nobody's entitled to be an amazing dancer. Nobody that tours the world and gets to dance and open for Beyonce and make $580 a year and live it and go to, Monaco on the weekends. Like, it's not how it works. Everybody starts at zero. Some people start at different places, but anybody who does it for themselves has to sacrifice. Like, yes, like, move. Like, my city's expensive, move. Like, my car payments are high, sell your car and buy a piece of car, take the bus. This is dreams we're talking about. We're talking about dreams. We're talking about, like, I want to be a professional gamer. We're talking about, I want to get paid $200,000 to give a speech. We're talking about that isn't normal. Dreams require sacrifices. People don't want to sacrifice. Like, some reason, DNA, parenting, circumstance, I'm on the extreme end of everything's my fault. Nobody owes me. I shouldn't get anything unless I bleed for it.
Rule number 2, don't worry about the losses.
The other thing I'm a very big believer in is getting people to not feel like it's a scarlet letter if they lose. Something nobody talks about at all is your scenario. You jump, it fails, you reset and go back and get a job in the craft that you had because of your resume, and you restart in 4 years from now. America's pretty good at looking at losses in a positive way compared to other parts of the world where it's like a true scarlet letter, death forever. But still, even here, people don't know when to go back from their jump because they don't want the loss on the resume. They made the big to-do that you're gonna do it. Now it doesn't work, and what they do is they triple down into debt to look good in front of people.
But what if it did and you never jumped to find out?
Oh, you're preaching. That I want. You've already done that. I'm actually talking about the next part, which is having the options to know that the game is super long, and that if the business, when you go from ice cold, when you go from never having a business to having a business, that's like literally I'm asking you to right now qualify for Wimbledon in tennis. It's a lot harder than people think. You're grown. You two are grown. I'm not trying to suppress, by the way. I'm talking about the practicality of, like, options. I love that we live in a world. I'm trying to get people to, like, really understand how to win this. So much of my success is completely predicated on not worrying about all my losses, which means at times, my great losses are the things I passed on.
Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. It's free. The link to join is in the description below.
In a success world, please understand that success is happiness, not net dollars in. The reason people aren't patient is they value other people's opinions too much. My ability to only be comfortable in massive chaos has been my biggest asset as an entrepreneur. Like, I would never take a note. Like, that scares the out of me what these 3 people are doing right now.
Rule number 3, change your mind often.
And I see these dreamers, what do you say to them about balancing the difference between dreaming and execution? I mean, how do people work out? Because you've got to dream hard a lot, and then you've got to stop, and you've got to start executing hard a lot, then you've got to go back to dream, because your life can't be just about executing, it's got to be about dreaming.
That's right, you have to strategize and execute.
Without people saying you change your mind all the time.
First of all, I think changing your mind all the time is the core strength of a human being.
People say to me, and I say, I'm just reassessing what I'm doing.
My dad used to get so mad at me. You just said a week ago that we were gonna sell rosé. I'm like, I changed my mind. Customers came in, I didn't like the way it felt. I changed my mind. Yeah. I think changing your mind is a huge strength. It's funny, I was about to answer and we brought up the change your mind. I think it's the same thing. I think a lot of people don't fire people, don't change their mind because they're greatly insecure. This is an enormous game of insecurity. You know, why do people dream and not do? They're insecure. They inherently don't think they can do it.
The system makes us a bit that way too. I don't know about America, but in this country here, our regulatory environment,
yes,
it sort of enhances this insecurity, which puts you in a position where you can't fire somebody.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, I've
got some of my guys here,
I'm a lot more educated in the UK version, and I'm aware that the Australian version's closer to that. That is some.
Yeah.
Anything that eliminates merit is bad.
Yeah.
If somebody sucks and you can't fire them, the whole thing's broken.
Yeah, totally.
The hell are we doing here?
Well, I mean, I battle with it all the time. It kills me. And like, I even did a TV show here about where I actually had to say, "You're fired." And it's not very Australian to do that because it's considered uncool to fire somebody. But in my business, like, I mean, I'm sorry, I just can't put up with something that doesn't work.
More importantly, it leads to entitlement, and entitlement is poison.
Yeah.
100%.
Rule number 4, believe in yourself.
You choose what you're looking for because what you look for, you find. That's how life works. You know, being successful takes several different variables. I think self-awareness is number one. If you don't know yourself and you don't know what you're good at, you've got no shot because you're gonna be spinning your wheels. I think work ethic is at the top. Nobody watching this right now knows anybody that's successful at all that hasn't put in serious amounts of work. Very quickly, I can tell you, you need to get every voice out of your head besides yourself, and you need to love yourself.
Yeah.
You will win. Can't live your life based on other people's point of view. I am tired of people not starting and living their life on one very simple thing, which is they're worried about what other people think. Learn the work ethic and the skills that match your ambition. You get to live life one time, and this is the time right now to understand what's actually happening and actually map your behavior to something that will impact you for the next 80 years. Pay the attention to who's giving you the advice. Who's giving the advice? And more importantly, if you live your life where you're comfortable taking somebody else's point of view on how you should live your life, you deserve to lose. Figure out what puts you on fire and you're halfway decent at and become tunnel vision. I only want one thing for people that I have. Really, outside of health, the only thing I wish for people is them to love what they do as much as I do. It's not that you can't, it's that you're not willing to give up dumb for a better life. It's very, very simple. Put yourself in a position to succeed. Figure out who you really are and figure out if what you're talking is being mapped by what you're doing. Because the second you put those things together, unlocks. Whose permission are you looking for? Go do your thing. You're gonna die. If nobody's gonna give a when you die, why are you worrying about their opinions while you're alive? I just can't explain to everybody like clearer. When you figure out who you are and do all that, you win. Regardless of what you're trying to accomplish, you've got to tell the world about it. This is now the world. If you're not betting on this, you're finished. If you're not betting on this, you're finished. If you're not betting on this, you're finished.
And rule number 5, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is stop making excuses.
So stop making excuses. Oh, these millennial kids are so entitled. Oh, these kids didn't have to work as hard as we did. Nobody cares if you're 40, 70, 90, alien, female, male, minority. The market will accept your victories if you're good enough to have a victory. And I believe more than ever that if you're a 49-year-old housewife with 2 kids, because of this phone, you've got more opportunities to create something for yourselves. Please, my friends, do not allow just the 18 and 14 and 22-year-olds to grab at this pie that is so available to all of us, regardless of our age. We're gonna live longer. The opportunity is real. For the 58-year-old right now that's watching this, you're gonna live another 40 years. 40 years of being able to do something you love is a big deal. Start putting in the work. Start recognizing this isn't just a young person's game. Start representing the people that actually put put in the work, the gray hairs, that context, that knowledge. Start deploying that. Educate yourself on the new world. Yes, you didn't grow up with Instagram. You didn't grow up driving, and you learned that. Stop making excuses, start getting educated in the actual world, and start opening up the opportunities. In my true opinion, you are actually more likely to be successful in building a company at 45, 50 today than the 18-year-olds that are coming out because there's a naivete, a lack of experience. You have experience. You have experience. Like, that's a real thing. Like, cool. Like, youth and excitement is great. You have actual business experience. There's a plenty amount of talent. There's plenty amount of talent. And there's a ton of fire and bravado. And there's a confidence. There's a confidence that youth provides. The difference between me and so many of you is I've put in the work to learn where people's attention now is, and I'm deploying myself through there. Many of you have drawn a line in the sand and say, I'm not downloading Snapchat, I'm not downloading Instagram, and that, my friends, is gonna allow you to lose. This video is made for one reason. I want it to be the calling card, the seed of the explosion of the 40 to 80-year-old entrepreneur in our society.
Now I have a special bonus clip from Gary on how to focus on yourself and not others that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching a video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1, where do you need to stop making excuses? Number 2, how can you believe more in yourself this week? And number 3, what's the loss you had that you just need to move on from? And if you like this video and promise to take action after watching it, give me a hashtag believe in the comments as well.
I'll give you some massively older brother, uncle advice. You ready?
Okay, yes.
Every second you spend thinking about what somebody else has is taking away from time that you could create something for yourself.
Yeah.
You're losing. You're losing because you're laying in your bed looking at somebody's glamorous photoshopped picture of them doing something cool, and you're envious and you're jealous and you're impatient, and it's crippling your upside. Evan, thank you so much for having a couple seconds and being able to tell the Believe Nation a little bit about Empathy Wines. It means a lot to me that you would take this valuable real estate and time on your channel to give me some love. It means a lot. It's just good karma points, and so you're awesome. Thank you. Believe Nation, if you're into wine at all, go to empathywines.com. My whole career's work was poured into producing a wine that rivaled $40 to $60 wine for 20 bucks a bottle. I'm just super excited about this subscription-based wine business. You can order 3, 6, or 12 bottles in subscription form, rosé, white, red. If you search on Instagram or Twitter, you will be blown away. People are literally like, I don't even like Gary Vee, but the wine's good. Super proud of the effort. Thanks, Evan, for the time. Wishing you guys all happy and healthy.
If you want to know how Gary Vee finds his motivation, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.